Let's look at all the themes we have covered in this series so far. Ridiculous images, conspiracy theory, scams, history, current events, and health. Apart from the fact that these are all categories of misinformation, one thing that binds these diverse topics together is the involvement of prominent personalities in all of them. With artificial images, we have AI-generated pictures of Narendra Modi in fancy attire and a young Sonia Gandhi smoking a cigarette passed off as real photos. As for conspiracy theory, in 2020 there was talk of the Prime Minister bringing home a COVID-19 vaccine meant to kill members of a certain community, and also of actor Amir Khan anonymously giving away wads of cash hidden in bags of wheat during the lockdown. In the scam space, we have actors like Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya Rai Bachchan endorsing a miraculous cure for diabetes, which covers the health side of things too. And finally, misinformation around history and current events is anyway full of false claims around famous people. From Jawaharlal Nehru admitting to not participating in the Indian freedom struggle in the past, to his great-grandson Rahul Gandhi promising a machine that converts potatoes to gold in the present, there is no dearth of imagined stories about prominent people at all points of time. Then there are posts that don't necessarily align with any of these topics and exist just because it says something sensational about someone famous. For example, one post said that Mr. Bean actor Rowan Atkinson died, while another claimed to show him in a critically ill condition. Closer home, a popular post claimed that actor Kangana Ranaut copied a recipe from the internet and shared it online as her own creation. As we have been doing with every topic in this series, we will try to understand why people create and share such fake posts. But for that, we first need to unpack the fascination the public has towards these celebrities, famous people, prominent personalities, whatever you want to call them. A lot of it has to do with how we as a people perceive those in power or the limelight. The Anant Ambani Radhika merchant wedding that took place in July 2024 reinforced how engrossed we are in celebrity culture. Who attended the wedding, what they wore, and how they behaved became the main topics of discussion everywhere, from news outlets to online fora. And this obsession found its way to the misinformation circuit too. There were deepfake videos of Anant Ambani and Neeta Ambani promoting a video game supposedly for the public to earn some money. So basically, like an act of goodwill in celebration of the wedding. And this kind of stuff gets credence because the Ambanis did engage in charity in the name of this wedding, as they hosted a mass wedding for the underprivileged in Mumbai. To go back to celebrity culture, our eyes and ears perk up anytime we come across news about a major celebrity. Fake news peddlers understand this and use it to their advantage. That's why we see posts that say that Amitabh Bachchan recommends a cure for prostatitis, or Virat Kohli wants you to invest in a gaming app, or that Amir Khan wants you to think before voting for the BJP. Notice how they don't use the names of TV actors or social media influencers, but it's the big guns. That's because they want people to accept their post as a credible one. And that's how a lot of people perceive such posts, because they may think that someone of Bachchan or Khan's stature has no reason to lie to us, that they won't do just anything for money, so the product they are endorsing must be a good one, or that they actually want us to vote for a certain party in the election. This kind of thinking makes people fall for the posts and, in good intent, forward it to others for them to also benefit from the claim. Speaking of elections and parties, it's easier for us as individuals to relate to a person rather than to an ideology. So if we have a political leader who comes from a humble background, or an actor who is outspoken about a common issue faced by most of us like corruption or gender discrimination, we are likely to form an emotional attachment with them regardless of whether we like the party they belong to or the kind of movies they act in. That makes us more vulnerable to posts that share information about these specific individuals than ones that address issues without attaching a face to the claim. But even if we were to speak about ideology, the fact is that the world is increasingly growing polarized, with extreme opinions gaining currency over moderate thought. In such a scenario, famous people who endorse these extreme points of view are followed or ridiculed blindly. Without taking names, let's say that X is a politician who is a figurehead of the right-wing movement in their country. Those who align with them ideologically are likely to believe any positive claim about them without verifying it and sharing it widely, while those on the opposing side of the spectrum are equally likely to forward negative claims about X without stopping to verify them. In some cases, political parties may themselves encourage posts that make themselves look good and others look bad. After all, social media has become an important space for politics to be played out. Then there is a phenomenon that we had spoken about in our episode on misinformation around history. A lot of people believe, in some part due to constant social media messaging towards that effect, that there are things in our past that have been hidden from us, mostly to serve vested political interests. We all know that there is considerable mystery surrounding Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's life and death, and this has become a fertile ground for misinformation and conspiracy theories around him. Several posts make all sorts of fantastic claims about Bose, including an image that apparently shows him reading the news of his death in a newspaper. And because people want to know more about him and tend to feel that he was not given his due as a freedom fighter, they may fall for such posts easily as they receive them from an emotional rather than logical space. But this isn't just limited to people in modern history. We also see posts that say that the USA has printed images of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj on its $100 note and a black and white photograph that is peddled as a picture of Tipu Sultan, which is markedly different from the portraits of him we have seen growing up. There is an endless curiosity about powerful people, whether they lived many years ago or are from our time. And posts like this not only cater to this curiosity but also encourage it. If you're wondering why this is an issue, let me give you a few reasons. One obvious reason is that the mass production and consumption of such posts points to a dumbing down of society, where we easily believe that photography existed during Tipu's time, or that the US would ever print a non-American figure on their currency. There's also the fact that fake posts about politicians in the present can affect voting decisions and, if they are of a communal nature, lead to violence in the real world. Posts that make sensational claims about celebrities could pose a risk to their security. Fake schemes being peddled in the name of the Prime Minister or fabricated advertisements featuring celebrity deepfakes lead to a loss of money or personal information like bank account and Aadhaar details. So what should you do when you come across such posts? You can start by doing a keyword search to check if the claim is true or not. This can also lead you to existing fact checks that confirm or debunk the information that you're trying to get checked. You have the option of a reverse image search for claims based on pictures or videos. You could go a step further by visiting the concerned person's social media handles to check if there is any confirmation of the claim there. And if none of this works, you can send us the post on our WhatsApp tip line and we will either send you an existing fact check around it or look into the claim and get back to you. With that, we come to the end of the 7th episode of Season 5 of Decode. We will see you next time with another topic from within the strange world of fake news. Until then, like and share this video. And subscribe to Factly if you haven't already so you can watch our daily fact checks and stay informed. Thank you for watching.